I'm pleased to report that we actually know a lot of the history behind this song. So the title is, there's a lot of different titles, like I mentioned, Stagger Lee, Stacko Lee, Stagger Lee. It's actually about a guy whose name was Lee Shelton, and he was a pimp in St. Louis, Missouri in the 1890s and the early 1900s. And he had a couple of nicknames, it seems. One of those was Stag, and the other one was Stack. And who's to say how he got these nicknames, but there's, you know, Stag. When a guy is known for going stag, that means he's typically alone, doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife, so Stag Lee. And then also Stack Lee. We don't really know where that comes from, but there was a steamboat that operated in the area out of Memphis, but it was up and down the river, called the Stag Lee. And that steamboat was known for having a lot of prostitutes on board. So he seems to have had both of those nicknames. Who's to say where that actually came from? But the incident in question took place on Christmas Eve, and I believe it was 1895. So Stag and an associate of his, I think they were friends, they knew each other, a guy named Bill Lyons. They were together in a bar in St. Louis, and at some point in the evening, they got into an altercation. We don't know the details, but Bill took Stag's hat, and it was a brand new Stetson hat apparently, which is mentioned in the song. And apparently Stag on the spot took out his gun, shot and killed Billy, and took his hat back. So he did get charged and thrown in prison for that murder. But he wasn't sentenced to death. He was never executed. He actually was paroled, like I want to say 8 or 10 years after he was locked up for that murder. Stag was paroled, but he wound up back in prison just a few years later. He seems to have got mixed up in a robbery, so he was a pretty rough guy. And then that second time in prison, he died in prison, apparently from natural causes.
Shot Billy, he shot him with his 44. Billy fell back from the table, crying, Stag, don't shoot me no more. Listen all you people, Stag was a real bad